Oh, si se puede. So can I say something? I just want to thank you. Hey, Mayor, here comes the mayor. I just want to say this. So let me say this. As you know, my father-in-law was a cab driver. He was Cloverdale 84. I knew how he struggled. I knew how he was hurt, and I knew what a good guy he was. If someone left a wallet in his cab and he had to drive 15 miles to go back and return it, he would do it. And you do that all the time, all the time. And thank you. I was very, very glad to work with Beravi and the mayor and bring this to a great conclusion where you're not going to get rich, but you can survive. You can pay your mortgage. You can feed your children. But it wouldn't have happened without you, without your strength, without your fortitude, without your never giving up. And you know what that means? The Taxi Drivers United will never be defeated. The Taxi Drivers United will never be defeated. The Taxi Drivers United will never be defeated. And I want to say something. Doesn't Zoran look cute with that little ribbon over his forehead? Zoran, 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 Zoran. And let me say this, folks. So when you came to me and told me of your solution, I thought it was a great solution. And you asked me to call the mayor. And immediately, the mayor had given his solution. People didn't think it was adequate, but it certainly was done with concern for all of you. And when I talked to the mayor, I said, just give us a chance. Give the New York TWA and Beravi, Zoran, and myself the chance to show you that the solution is better for the cab drivers and better for the city. And the mayor, to his credit, listened. He didn't say no. He didn't act stubborn. We had a series of very intense meetings, and guess what? We won, all of us. Mayor.
Everybody, Chuck Schumer is being too modest, okay? I want to tell you, here's one of the most important leaders in the United States of America. The majority leader of the United States Senate. He has an entire country to think about. But when the taxi drivers needed him, he was there. And I want you to remember who this guy is, because he remembers his father-in-law, may he rest in peace, and he loves you. He loves you. And when he called, he said to me, wait, there is a way to solve this. He said there is a way. There's a way to bring people together and hear each other and find common ground. When Chuck Schumer tells you there's a way to get something done, if you're smart, you listen. You listen. And guess what, everybody? He was right. He was right. So he took people who actually, in so many ways, share values. We all here share values. We want to uplift working people. We want to support hard-working people. Every one of you works so hard for your family. You work so hard, and you deserve a good life. But I know that, and I want to say, Beravi, everyone, Taxi Workers Alliance, amazing what you've done to uplift working people. But we were still all missing each other just a little. And along came our knight in shining armor. Chuck Schumer said there is a way, and he was right. Let's thank him for bringing us all together.
I want to say one other thing about my father-in-law so I know what you go through. So he would drive his cab 7 days a week because he needed money to pay back his medallion. And one night, I got a call, I was in Washington, that he had crashed into a light pole on the Grand Central Parkway. Because he didn't have adequate health care, he didn't know that diabetes was hurting his vision, and he could never drive a cab again. So that's why we need we need a union, we need good wages, we need good health care, we need good pensions, and we're going to fight to get all of that as well.
Everybody listen. Together, we have achieved so much here. Together, we're achieving justice for working people. Together, we achieve the minimum wage. And that's something we need to see all over this country. No driver should be working for less than a minimum wage they deserve. Nowhere. What you did, once again, because you were strong, you were organized, you were righteous, your voices were heard. Your voices were heard. Bedavi, thank you. You're a strong leader. You're a strong leader. And sometimes we've seen eye to eye, and sometimes it took a while. But I love it when we come together for working people. Thank you. Let's thank her for all she has done. And let's thank Zoran. Let's thank all the elected officials, everyone who stood by you, everybody. And remember, working people in this city deserve respect. New York City is it's not about skyscrapers and rich people. It's about working people like you who make this city run every single day. And we honor you with this plan, and we thank you. And we are going to move together forward to a better city for all. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Zoran Mamdani. Zoran, 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 Zoran.
Union power! Union power! Union power! Brothers and sisters of the New York Taxi Workers Alliance, we did it! Together, we did this. Never forget that it was each and every one of you that made sure that each and every one of us would be on this stage today. We would not be here were it not for you coming to this encampment, to this protest, night after night, day after day, in the morning, in the evening, in the rain, in the clear weather, you were always here. And that is what makes you different. You never waver. Never waver. This has been a journey that has been fought for even longer than I have been able to vote in this city. This has been a journey that has been led by intrepid leaders like Bedavi Desai, by intrepid leaders like the drivers who are here with us today. And I want to say it is thanks to all of the work that you have done that we have leaders of such stature here today with us. We have the majority leader of the U.S. Senate, Chuck Schumer. We have the mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio. We have the people who have been tasked with keeping our city and our country on course. And they know that the only way to keep us on course is to follow the lead of the New York City taxi drivers. And you know, people asked us when we would celebrate. And there are so many movements who are forced to celebrate when they achieve concessions. But we have not achieved a concession. We have achieved a victory together. We have achieved a city-backed guarantee. The mayor and the city has put their money behind their belief that you matter. We have achieved payments that are affordable. We have seen drivers who are here with us today who are being asked to pay more than $3,800 a month. And now that driver will pay $1,122. Now the driver with a balloon payment has a fixed interest rate of 5%. Now the driver who has been told, I'm sorry, but you signed an interest-only agreement, has a fixed agreement for 20 years. We are finally entering a new day. Because the people who created this crisis, they're not on the stage with us. They're not on the stage with us, and there's a reason for that. The Bloomberg administration wrote this chapter, and now together we are closing it. We are closing this chapter. And know that if you want to see victory such as this, time and time again for yourselves, for your brothers, your sisters, your family beyond the binary, there's one answer for you: a union. It is the union that makes you strong. It is the union that makes all of us stand here alongside all of you. And so we must pay our union dues, we must come to our union meetings, and we must support our union organizing, because it is through that that we find ourselves here, and it is through that that we will chart a course forward where each and every one of you receive the dignity and the justice that you deserve. Thank you. My heart is always with you.
I just want to, you are not only someone who stood strong, fought for yourselves. So many of you went on a hunger strike, which showed your dedication, but you are also an example. There are lots of other people in this city, working people, who are as oppressed as you are. One group I'm working with now is the deliveristas, the people who ride on the bicycles and deliver the food, and they're independent contractors, and they get treated poorly and paid next to nothing delivering food from Grubhub and others. I say to them, my friends in the deliveristas, I say to all of those who feel they are being treated badly, watch what the Taxi Workers Alliance did. Watch what the taxi drivers did. It was a 2-year fight. You never gave up. You never lost fortitude. You never lost that beautiful American thing of optimism. If you fight hard, justice can be achieved. So thank you for doing not only what you have done for yourselves, thank you for setting a great example for people, working people throughout this city, throughout this country, and throughout this world. God bless you all.
Brothers and sisters, the controller of the city of New York, Scott Stringer.
Thank you very much, and congratulations. I brought my young son, Miles, here today. And I made sure that he had a picture with the mayor, because I got to send the picture to school with him tomorrow. Okay. But he's getting a note. But let me just say this. Success has many authors. And by the way, we owe a debt of gratitude to Senator Schumer and Bill de Blasio and Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez and Letitia James, and most importantly, your union, which paved the way for negotiation. I want to thank you for being on the ground and never backing down. And I want to say to the Comptroller's office, when things were bleak, when people thought we couldn't do this, that the math did not work, we were able to take pen to paper. We were able to figure out the arithmetic of justice. And that is what we did. And then what did you do? You said, let's look at the math. And once we knew we were right, the time came to create social action. And that's exactly what you did. I think Senator Schumer's right. This is precedent setting. It doesn't have to stop here. He understands very clearly that when you look at inequity, when you look at who has and who doesn't, it starts here. And I believe very strongly that today is not just a victory for this union and for all of you. This is a template going forward how we can make change. I'm very proud. Thank you. I've been in a lot of battles in my time. And as my term comes down as controller, one, I'm going to have some more free time to organize, okay? But more importantly, when I reflect back, when I tell the story to my son about the social justice movements in this city, we are going to make sure that this moment is recorded in our history. Thank you all. Keep fighting and keep never giving up. Thank you.
United, the cab drivers will never be defeated. United, the cab drivers will never be defeated. United, the taxi drivers will never be defeated. Oh, si se puede. So can I say something? I just want to thank you. Hey, Mayor, here comes the mayor. I just want to say this.